Hello, and welcome to the Cluebird. I'm your host, R. Wayne Browne, and I'm also the author of the book, The Cluebird. Well, today I want to discuss with you the importance of nurturing your relationships. And you might say, wow, what does that mean? Well, hear me out. Remember, we discussed the wheel of life a while back. And in that discussion, I think you will remember we addressed that a good, enjoyable life is like a round wheel. It's a balanced life. It's a life that easily rolls through the trials of living with minimal effort. A balanced life would be probably pleasant and enjoyable, whereas an unbalanced life might be painful, frustrating, and difficult. The idea was, therefore, to pay close attention to keeping your wheels of life round as we grow, to stay in balance. We do that by equally attending to all aspects of our lives, like the spokes in our mythical wheels of life. As our wheels of life grow larger over time, with equal attention to each of the spokes, our wheels will maintain their very important roundness. Keeping your life in the round is very important. Remember that riding a bike was surprisingly easy after getting the hang of it? I remember I thought it was amazing how easily I could go fast with little effort with those round wheels. However, after running into several parked cars, I bent my wheel rim, got a flat spot on my wheel, and I discovered getting that bike to roll suddenly took a lot of excruciating effort. It was frustrating. And so it goes with our lives as well. Equally focus on the growth of each of your spokes to keep yourself in the round. That makes for a relatively easy ride through life. Remember, one of several basic spokes in our wheels of life was family. The attention to the spoke in our lives is very important because family touches on so many aspects of our lives. We need to realize and prepare our kids that we will all be in many families during our lifetimes. It's therefore important to nurture our relationships in each of these various families. Nurturing is being responsible, caring, and to assist in the growth and success of an individual or an entity. Therefore, we should embrace members of our families for who they are, not necessarily for who we wish they were, you know. Our first and probably most important family is our immediate family, the people we share a house with, the place where we probably grew up. Further, we may spend a long time with them and maybe our entire lifetimes. In this family, there are many roles. Mom and dad, parents or caregivers as one group, and the other group being the kids. And the kids, depending on the age difference, can often become nurturers in that family to one another as well. So each person has a vital role to play in this symbiotic relationship. The parents or caregivers are there to nurture or teach and care for the young ones. On the other hand, the kids are there to learn and grow as well, teach and care for one another, and this completes the circle of nurturing in a family. The cornerstone in this relationship is for everyone to be honorable. Everyone needs to promise to be honorable in this relationship. Therefore, everyone must also always do what's best without having to be asked. The culture in the immediate family should be each member ultimately putting more into that relationship than receiving. Like many kids, this was something I struggled with. I wanted to remain a kid and acted like one for far too long, by often acting out of hand and selfishly refusing to grow up and become responsible. After way too many conversations with my grandmother and many of her older siblings, I finally got over it. And I started with my awkward first attempts at becoming a gift in the room. In other words, Everyone in the immediate family should always try and be the gift in the room for the others. This simply sets the stage for a harmonious, loving, and growing environment. This might be hard at first for the kids, but they must learn to behave and act appropriately in their family setting. Additionally, the kids or the nurtured must ultimately learn to become nurturers as well. They practice this with other siblings, then with friends, classmates, and on and on. So learning this behavior is very important for everyone in their immediate families because we all should be cognizant that our immediate family is vitally important to both the adults and the children involved. Everyone, therefore, should look at their immediate families as the lifelong cornerstone of their lives. Having said all of that, we must remember that we are all additionally members of many families, and many of the same rules apply. Therefore, we should all be honorable in our activities involving the other families in our lives. Other families, it could be our relatives. They are not our immediate family, but family nonetheless. We should treat each and every one of them with respect and dignity. We should nurture and be honorable in our dealings with them as well. And once again, we should be a gift in the room to each of them all the time, no matter what. Always dealing with them as they are, not as you wish they were. Additional families could be your school. Remember, we all had a sense of belonging at our schools. Everyone can remember their elementary, middle, and high schools. Its colors, songs, teams all helped us feel like we belonged in some way. It was our school, and it felt like a family to us. Additionally, while at school, even more families became available because playing sports, a musical instrument, being a cast member in a school play, and on and on. We all found ourselves in many smaller families as well. So, every team or group-like activity you're involved with, in some regards, will feel like family. Again, the same rules apply, and being honorable and a gift in your dealings with the members of each of your numerous families should be your goal. You can't go wrong by always doing what is best without having to be asked. Nurture your numerous families, always doing what's best for the individuals involved and the entity itself. Ultimately, another family while growing up will be your work family. Starting with the housework, chores, petty neighborhood jobs, to your first real job, and on and on. These will become families to you as well. Once again, the same rules apply. Be honorable in your dealings at work. Be an asset to the entity that hired you. Assist your coworkers and do what's best before being asked and earn your spot in that family as well. We all discover that the nurtured ultimately become the nurturers, and on it goes. It's the circle of life. What you experience, you become. If what you experienced growing up was lacking for you in being nurtured, don't let that hold you back, as you're not alone, as many feel the same way. However, in life, remember, it matters more how you end up than how you began. So work to make up your shortcomings with effort, not complaints. Become the best version of yourself, no matter, and discover how to mentor and care for everyone in your numerous families and beyond. Become a nurturer and become someone's hero. Hey, just earn it. I want to thank you for tuning in today. And I sincerely hope that what you heard was meaningful to you. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe. Oh, hot tip. Until our next meeting, please consider that the clue bird is part of your unconscious mind. want you to think about how to tap into that.